everyone, welcome back to the Kedron Equestrian YouTube channel. My name's Zoe and I am a rider, trainer, competitor and coach based in Sydney, Australia. Today I thought I would talk about 3 things that I learnt while I was working at a Western pleasure barn. So as you might have noticed, I am predominantly an English rider. I've never done anything Western before, besides a little bit of barrel racing at Pony Club. But last year, at the beginning of last year, I got a job working 3 days a week at a Western pleasure barn. They wanted someone to be able to do the hunter under saddle classes out at shows, and they didn't much care for riding in a jump saddle. So that's why I ended up there. But while I was actually riding there, I was riding in Western saddles, and I had to train for the Western pleasure classes, not just the hunter under saddle classes, which are a little different. The hunter under saddle moves out quite a bit more instead of, well, I guess they still do kind of a jog and a lope, but not as an extreme as in your Western pleasure classes. But I learned a couple of things there that I think maybe I wouldn't have had I not have gone to work there, and I thought I might share those with you today. So number 1 is to stay off the arena wall. So while we were training on the arena at home, my boss didn't want us to touch the arena wall at all, because when they're showing, they're just on the wall. That's all they do. But then the hunter under saddle classes are like a couple of meters off the wall. I don't know why. Yeah, so when we were training, we had to stay off the wall. He didn't want us going round and round and round in laps of the arena. We had to come off the wall only when they were getting ready, like a couple of days before a show, would they actually start training on the wall of the arena. And I have got that pretty ingrained in me now. I very rarely will train on the wall, and what it's done for my riding in English riding is actually made sure that the horse is on my outside aids. Whereas when you train on the wall all the time, they can just sit and lean on the wall, and it masks a lot of issues that you might be having and you don't realize until maybe you go out to a hack show and suddenly the horse is just pushing through that outside shoulder and you had no idea that that was even a problem, because they were hiding it by being a bit lazy and hanging on the wall. Yeah, so the second thing that I learned while I was there was to touch every single part of the arena. So when you think about us dressage riders and show jumpers who are flat schooling, we will often just kind of stick to a same track. Occasionally we might do some 10 or 15 meter circles and we'll come across the diagonal, but really we stay on just certain tracks of the arena. But we were encouraged to touch every single inch of the arena with our horse's feet. So it was really good when you had a freshly graded arena, you could see exactly where you'd been. But I found that really helpful to have that in your mind, even for like your dressage schooling and stuff, so that you're not getting trapped in those certain patterns that we all kind of fall into. You have to stay thinking and then keep the horse thinking. And I've found that very useful in my training since working there. So I only worked there for 6 months because then I headed over to Japan, but I've kept that little nugget of usefulness. Because I really I really like it, and I can feel the benefits of it when I'm riding. Number 3, so the third thing that I wanted to share with you today is to expect perfection from your horse. So that's probably a little bit of too strong a way of putting it, but I guess that's the easiest way to explain it, is to expect perfection. So I often will make excuses for why a horse isn't doing something properly and how they should be, which means that my way of training can be quite soft and kind and thoughtful, but it's not great when you start showing, because that's where you lose all your marks. In your dressage tests and stuff, accuracy is such a big thing, and that's just not how I train. But for your Western pleasure showing, because I went to quite a few shows and one state show, I think, I don't know, one big show, and even the 3-year-old classes, they would lose out on a place pretty much instantly if that horse lifted its head up. Gone, out of the running. It doesn't matter if the whole rest of your workout was perfect, didn't matter. Lifted its head up in a transition or something, you were out and out of the running. So it was really drilled into them a little bit too much, I would say, compared to how I would do it, especially for a 3-year-old, because they're just little babies. But I needed to integrate more of that into my riding, so that when I get out and do tests, they're more disciplined, I suppose, and more accurate. Because that was, I guess, like the missing link out of my schooling. Even though my horses that I school are soft and they're in self-carriage and they're straight and supple and all the things that you want, and in front of the leg and stuff, I still, as a rider, wasn't expecting enough from them, if that kind of makes sense. And just to have that time where I was expecting so much of the horses because I was told to expect so much from them, I think that's helped me quite a lot. So I hope you found this video interesting. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and comment down below if you liked it, or I don't know, you've tried Western pleasure, because I definitely had not before working for a Western pleasure barn. And let us know, or let me know, if there's any other videos you'd like me to make, anything you're interested in or need help with. I will do my best to make that happen for you, and I hope to see you for the next video.